Been a while.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started, Adam was in elementary school.
Uh-huh. Me too.
You're right. Let's see here. All right, let's see if that came out halfway decent.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah. Now I can see it. Now, what we want to do is split it right in half. So that's 20, a little less than 20 1/4. The saw blade is 1/8 of an inch thick, and you have to allow for the saw blade because when that saws through, you have to join it twice, put it back together, so you lose a little bit of wood.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make it just, that's why I made this thing slightly bigger, so we actually have more room for it. So
you'll cut on the outside of that? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah,
you'll cut
exactly.
to the outside, okay,
Yep.
to allow. Okay, great.
All right.
Wonderful.
We're gonna bring that to the table saw. And again, we just gotta make sure the blade's higher than that. Looks like it is, so it should be good there. All right, so 20 1/8, we need 10 1/16 in the middle of the blade there. Looks like we got it. Let's see what it does there. All right.
All right. You're sure about this? You really want to cut it down the middle?
I hate to cut this thing in half,
I hate it too. It's so beautiful.
But you'll never know it.
Okay.
All right, here we
for
go.
it. All right, I'm going to stand back.
All right. All right, now we're going to go to the bandsaw.
All
We're
right.
going to start cutting this out.
Let's go.
So let me cut this thing
I'm
on.
going to step back.
When you're cutting a intricate design, you want to make a lot of access cuts with the blade first so you don't get stuck in the middle somewhere and hitting the bandsaw. You can actually, it'll cut it out and you can pull it away. Otherwise the blade gets caught sometimes. So I'm going to make a series of little cuts first. You probably can smell that chestnut by now. It has a great kind of cinnamon aroma to it. You can always tell American chestnut. There's nothing else like it. All right, now start cutting it out. If you can't finish a cut because it hits the saw, you flip it upside down and finish it off when you're done. So that's what I'm going to have to do in that case. You want to smell chestnut?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is.
There's
very
nothing else like
distinct.
that. All right, there you go.
Wow. Beautiful.
Next step is to go to the sanding machine and clean up some of this roughness right here.
Okay, so now I have a question for you.
Yeah.
One of the original designs that I showed you also had like cutouts in this part of the wood
Right.
before we decided to use the Texas Star.
Yep.
So if you wanted the trestle or the foot here to have cutout in the middle of it,
Yep.
is this when you would do it? Would it be split in half?
Yep, that's exactly right. You would take this piece and of course the other one, cut out your designs while it's in half, and then when you
Right.
put it back together, you have it. It's so much easier that way.
Gotcha.
And it comes out. The design will come out perfectly straight, so it looks
Right.
really good.
Oh, okay.
Good thinking.
Beautiful.
All right, now we'll go over here to the sanding machine. Of course, I'll saw this one out later
Okay.
and show you how we clean this up.
Right, so we are back from a break. We are here today with Tom Van Fange from Antique Tables Made Daily, and we have just cut out the trestle, right?
Right.
We're using the right term?
Yep.
Okay, and now we're going to take it to a belt sander, is what that
that's
sort of
right.
looks like
Yep.
to me. So, and you're going to show us how to get all the edges
Yeah.
smoothed down and ready to go, right?
Right. Well, first of all, you're the customer also, so these rough edges,
Right.
I'm planning on making them a lot smoother, but is that what you want?
Well, you know, I kind of like the saw mark that I get.
You want
is
me to
that
leave
a
a
saw
little in
mark?
there? I
Yeah,
can do that.
I do. Yeah, I like that because you know the whole table sort of has that rustic feel to
yep.
it. It's intricate but yet rustic
Yep.
because of the wormy chestnut, I think.
I agree. I think that would be a good way of doing
I
it.
kind of like it. And then we left some of the saw marks in the top
Yep.
too. So yeah, let's leave those.
All right, we're going to do that then.
Okay, great.
All right, if you notice this belt sand machine, most people, of course, would use it like this and like
Right.
that. I like to use the drums. There's like a 4-inch drum on that end and a little 2-inch one on this end for trying to get in little areas here to clean up. It saves me a lot of time.
Sure. And
So-
then what you can't hit, I'm sorry, what
Yeah.
you can't hit, you'll hit with a hand.
I do it by hand.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. So I'll cut this machine off.
All right.
And I'm going to start sanding inside of here. But I won't go too far. That still leaves some rough marks in here. We won't take those out. And now we'll do this little one over here. Feels nicer and still leaves a few lines in there. And I'll try and hit this just a little bit, although it's kind of hard with this machine, but it all helps save hand sand time. And then this cut here, nice spot, put it in right there. Yeah, and that's probably good enough for the way she wants to have that done.
Okay. So we have the tabletop here, right?
Yeah, you just
Okay.
saw on the leaf how we do the whole thing and glued it and doweled it,
Yeah.
and Noah hand planed it
lot
and
of work.
everything. Well,
A
here's
lot
your
of work.
top. This is your real top. How do you like that so far?
I love it. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, Noah just showed you on that other leaf how we leave the sawmill marks.
Right. And we decided to leave some of the knots
antiquity,
and cracks,
yep.
right? And then we have one down there. It looks like the state of Texas. a little
There
bit.
you go.
Leave that one.
Now take your hand and push hard and go this way. Feel those little ripples in there?
Oh, yeah.
That's the hand
Nice.
planing.
Very nice. Nice job.
All right, so the next step is making the edges of the table the way that the customer wants it, and you're our customer. So right now it's square
Okay.
edge because it's right out the joiner, remember?
Right,
So it's
right.
very sharp. It would probably cut your guest if they leaned on
Yeah,
it.
it's a little too sharp, isn't it?
Yeah, and so you have a couple choices.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done the bottom because the bottom's pretty much always the same. It's just you want it comfortable for knees and nylons
Right.
and everything else running up against
Okay.
it. But the top, that's up to the customer. If you want a little roundness, a lot. If you want exaggerated, what we call spoke shaving, like on an old Texas wagon wheel, the spokes.
Oh, right.
We have a little tool that does that. But how would you like to have that done?
So when you talk about spoke shaving, you mean like taking sort of big chunks
Yeah,
out,
a
making
little
it
more
a little
exaggerated.
wavy, exaggerated. Okay.
Yep.
I don't think I want to go that far, Tom. I
Okay.
think I want to keep it. I kind of like the way this feels.
Gotcha.
And if I get down here and look, I can actually see it's a little tiny bit wavy.
Yep.
But I think that's perfect. I don't want to detract from the top of
Okay.
the table. So
Well,
let's
that's
just
good.
keep it simple.
Because the hand plane, we do it with a hand plane, and it shears edge, and it won't be flawless. The hand
Right.
plane will have different angles of cut with each stroke.
Okay.
So I'll turn that over to Noah. Noah is an expert with these, and I'm gonna
Okay,
let him
a
put it
master
on.
planer.
No one can make a hand plane sharper than Noah. He's amazing.
All right, great.
Come on
Let's get
over, Noah.
Okay, Noah, so you're going to do the edges for us, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. And by the way, this looks awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's
Thanks-
beautiful.
thanks a lot.
It's put together perfectly. I mean, it's a beautiful table. And you know, we didn't talk about this earlier, but I think you guys also do tabletops that actually show the planks. It's a little bit different style, right?
We
This
do.
is sort of all one smooth. It looks more like a single board, but there's this different style that I saw. I was kind of torn between the two of them with the planks.
Right.
More exaggerated.
The plank top is what we call it. Yeah, plank top, and then this is seamless because you don't see any seams. And yeah, it's two different looks. Plank top's a little more farm table-y.
Right.
And seamless seems maybe a little more refined.
Right.
But, not that this table looks refined, but that's the general.
Yeah,
the general look.
idea. Yeah, got it. Well, this looks awesome. Thank you, and it's beautiful.
You're welcome.
It feels
Thank you
really great the way that you did the planing on it.
All right.
It's nice,
I'm glad we
just
got
right.
it. Thank you.
So we're going to start. You're going to do edges, right? So will you be doing all 4 edges?
I'll be doing just the 2 sides for now
Okay,
because I'm going to fit your company boards later. And I like to have this a nice sharp edge when I'm fitting the company boards so that I can make sure to get it perfect before I lose my edge.
Okay, so that's the leaves that you're talking about,
Exactly,
company boards.
yes.
Okay, great. I like that. That's nice. So this will just stay fairly sharp because you don't want that line of demarcation where the two meet, right? You
Exactly,
don't want a little
yes.
gully in there.
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, let me stand back.
Okay,
and,
and for your table, a lot of people would like it a little more wavy and, like over-exaggerated
Right.
sometimes. But you wanted more of kind of a straighter,
Right.
like the bottom.
The bottom. You
Yeah,
did
so
the bottom, right?
I did, yes.
Awesome. Just do the same thing.
Okay.
Perfect.
What we do is we're going to set the hand plane a little deeper than it was when you were hand planing the leaves.
Oh, really? Okay.
And just start at one end and you put it at like 45-degree angle.
Uh-huh. That's it.
You just kind of,
Nice.
you don't want to hit it too much, and it'll naturally leave kind of an uneven feel to it.
Right. The human element, right?
Yes, that's it. The eye picks up on the human element.
Yeah.
And is that about as round? And of
Yeah.
course, we're going to hit it with a sander just so it's not
Right.
sharp.
So
but,
the bottom's been sanded already?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, then I think that's great. I like it. Yeah, and you can see a little variation, like bigger, smaller. Very nice.
all right.
Yep, that works for me. Perfect. Hi, and welcome back. Today is day 3 with Antique Tables Made Daily. We're in day 2 of construction, I believe, Tom.
Right.
And so overnight, Tom has been working with his little elves, and it looks like there's a lot that has happened. So can you tell
Yep.
me where we are today?
Sure, yeah. Well, yeah, yesterday we cut these out and glued them
Right.
up and got all that done and made the feet. And last night I worked to make sure we get everything done to do it quicker for the TV show. So this stretcher bar has been Morrison tenoned in, which I'll show you what that is in a moment.
Okay.
And this bar up here, which we'll bring those turnbuckles up to.
Right.
And this will also fasten into the top. That's also mortised in.
Okay.
And then these legs here, the feet, they're mortised in. These were glued overnight because they needed a really good 12-hour glue time because they take a lot of stress on the table, especially with the turnbuckles coming.
Right.
But the feet, because of gravity and everything, they fit so perfectly. Just a little bit of glue in the Morrison tenon joint, and they're all set.
Awesome.
So what I'll do is take these clamps off here.
Okay.
It's had plenty of time to dry. In fact, when a clamp slips off like that, it shows that the joint is definitely already cured and tight, and that's why there's no more pressure on it.
Yeah.
So that comes off easy. And then this one up here. And, it's just like a rock.
Wow.
And next, hey, Noah, can I borrow the rubber mallet there, partner? I'll show you what the Morrison tenon joint is.
Okay.
I'm sure people have heard that term and not really understand what it is.
Yeah.
But we're going to take these off. There, well, actually, that
Oh.
one may not even need it. Yeah, that one over there is a little tighter. Thanks, sir, partner. Hey, I tell you what, Noah, you pick up on that a little bit, and I'm going to pick up on this one. All right, now we'll just lift it right off there. All right, and then we'll set that. Yeah, pull that away.
Got it.
All right. Now, Noah, let's lean that
is
back so the TV audience can see it. Noah, just lean it back a little bit so they can see the tenon. This goes in to
Into
this.
this.
This is called
Right.
a tenon. That's the mortise. And we'll put glue around here. This will drop in. It's a very tight fit, as you can see. And
Yeah.
then once it's glued, she's not going anywhere.
Wow, so
So,
no nails
don't
in
even
this
need 'em.
part, just glue. Well, you
Yep.
have gravity, right, in the weight of the table, too,
Yeah.
so that's holding it.
And then about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, it's a very, very tight joint. It'd be very difficult to ever get that apart.
Great,
Yeah.
wonderful. Now, Tom, is this wormy chestnut, too? Because it
Yeah.
looks so different, like it's so much whiter.
Right, it is a wormy chestnut. If the camera zeroes in, you'll see little tiny wormholes here.
Yeah?
And a few nail holes. But not all wormy chestnut, depending on where it came on the tree, when they eat a tree, so to speak, the worms, if it's laying in on the ground, they really get in wherever it's making contact with the ground. Other parts of the tree that aren't directly on the ground or the trunk's up a little higher may
Right.
not get as many wormholes.
Okay.
But we have some secret techniques that I'll show you to catch everything on the table to make it all look the same.
Great.
All
Can't
right,
wait.
so we'll glue this up. And let me get my glue bottle here. And then Noah, in just a second, we'll put it all back together there. I'm just gonna put a little layer of glue here.
And this is just wood glue like you used on the putting the boards together, right?
It is, yeah. This is, in fact, this is Elmer's glue here. Always kind of liked Elmer's, like that cow a lot,
I know,
you know.
it just takes you back to grade school, doesn't it?
All right, we'll get that one ready. Get this one ready.
Okay, before you put that
Yeah.
on, I have a couple questions.
Sure.
So, how did you cut this out? I mean, you did that, right?
Yeah, this right here is done, because let's step over to this machine here. This is called a mortising machine. All right, this is called a mortising machine.
Right.
And
Oh,
instead
sorry.
of making a round hole, it makes a square hole.
Oh,
And
wow.
you tighten it up here.
Uh-huh.
And then you pull down with this chisel.
Right.
And you can move it along and cut square holes. You make a whole lot of square holes and you get a slot. And you can take this little wheel right here and move this back and forth.
Right.
And get it, you know, right on the edge where you need it and go
Right.
down. And then move this, keep going.
So that you have to do all those little square
Yeah,
holes
that was about
to get this?
100. Yeah, to get that.
Wow, no kidding.
But it does such a beautiful job. That's why that tenon fits so perfect.
Right.
But yeah, when you're all done, you've got a nice little accurate slot there for that.
That's amazing, the labor involved. And is that one piece of wood or is that glued together?
This is, if you look at the
Oh, I see.
grain, yeah, it almost looks like the center of a tree, but it's actually two pieces glued together.
Right.
And then, of course, we cut it out on the bandsaw.
Okay.
And, but yeah, it
And
makes
that's
it,
to get the thickness, right?
right,
The
to get
width
the
of it.
thickness.
Okay.
Yeah, because they didn't have chestnut that thick.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
Beautiful.
it's, you know, when you're all done and it's all lacquered and everything, you never even know, but
Yeah.
that's how it all starts out.
Wonderful. Okay.
All right, Noah, we'll lift it and put it in place there, partner.
Do you need me to move this one, Noah?
Sure, thanks.
I think we're good.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Noah. Now, we were talking about how, you know, a million wormholes here
Right.
and fewer over here.
Right.
And none showing right there. I'll show you a little trick. Here's an example of some chestnut that doesn't have really too many wormholes. It has two big nail holes.
Right.
And like that piece, got two little tiny chestnut holes.
Okay.
So, what we do is take a propane torch. Kids, don't try this at home now. Take a nail with a vice grip, heat it up, nice and red hot, and never aim the propane torch at your wife or any other person.
Or your host.
And make sure you cut off the torch when you're done. All right, we're gonna get this nice and
that's
red.
turning red.
Yeah.
Like a brand.
Yep. Now, watch out. It's going to make a hissing snake, like a snake noise when I touch it.
Whoa. Look at that.
And then you can make like a rod area where you do a whole bunch in one concentrated area. Then you heat it
Wow.
up again. And the important thing is you don't want a pattern. You
Sure.
don't want to,
Wants to
make
look natural.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I'm going to do that to your table if you like that.
I do. Could you see that? You did a great job. You are such an artist.
Oh, it's fun. All right, so
much to making a table, right?
yeah, I tell you, there's a lot of things that go into a table. So we'll heat this up, and we won't do a lot, but we're just going to kind of spruce it up a little here and there.
Yeah, because like right here, it's so
Yeah,
non-warmy.
we'll start right there because that's really bothering you.
You can tell. Warm that thing up, okay?
And you don't want too many.
Right.
You know, we're going to make it look like,
You could even
worms are
like
just
put your
waking up.
initials in there, right? You could sign your work with that thing.
I never thought of that.
Uh-huh.
We actually do brand the table, though.
Oh, you do?
Yep. So you get a nice big Texas brand when we're done
Oh,
here.
that's awesome.
All right, we're going to put a few over here. I'll get on the camera side.
That makes a big difference.
It really does.
I mean, I'm not into faking, you know,
Yep.
things on wood, but that looks good. I like it.
Yeah, it's just a little here, and then by the time it's lacquered and glazed, it will look awesome.
And that's my next question. This is a different, I mean, I know it's chestnut, but
Yep.
it's a different color wood.
Right.
So when you get ready to stain it, even though I'm not doing it really
Yeah.
in color, I'm doing mine natural.
Yep.
When you get ready to stain it, is it gonna match?
Yeah,
or-
it's going to match perfect.
It will.
Yep,
Okay.
because
so you
what
can
we
control
do,
that.
we don't use a stain. We use what's called a glaze. It's a wiping glaze. And after we lacquer your table, 2 coats, we'll put on this brown glaze. And glaze doesn't get absorbed into the wood. It goes on the finish. And like here where it's dark, we wipe it all off. It's very easy to wipe off. Here we won't wipe off so much.
Okay.
And it will make it the same color as that. And you can go over the whole piece and like I'll show you another piece here I was looking at. This is a little lighter here than here.
Right.
I won't wipe that. We'll wipe this. It's kind of like doing a little artistic stuff.
Yeah.
And when you're done, it all looks the same.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And that doesn't bother me though. You know, like this is a little different than this. That
Right.
doesn't bother me. This was just so much lighter.
It's a lot lighter.
Right.
Yep.
Than this. That sort of.
Well, that's
bothers
one of the
me.
things that the TV audience ought to know is when we put a tabletop together, it's really hard to find all the boards close in color because some chestnut is brown, some's white, some's pink. It's amazing. I mean, all the different colors that you get. And we have the same problem with cherry. A lot of cherry is green. A lot of people think it's red. A lot of it is green.
Really? So how
And-
do you get rid of the green and the cherry?
We don't. We just make a green table and then we stain it the right color. But the important thing is to get all the boards the same color. So we'll go through a couple hundred feet, usually on a table, until we get everything the same color.
Smells good.
Yeah, I tell you, there's
God,
nothing
it
better than
smells great.
chestnut smoke. I'd like to, take some of the sawdust and roll up and make a cigar out of it.
Yeah, nice.
All right, we're gonna get over here and then we'll flip the table around and get the other side.
Welcome back, guys. We are here with the tabletop. It is turned upside down now, and it has some really strange handles. Are these handles? What is on the bottom of the
Yeah,
table?
well, your table is going to extend quite a bit with some really large leaves. These are brackets off a pickup truck. These are the same brackets
Really?
that hold a 2x4. So when the standard wood chuck that brings you firewood, these are the staves that hold them up.
Okay, gotcha.
They're very, very strong. And when the table's flipped upside down and it's only 30 inches tall, you don't really see them. But we bring them in 5 inches from the end, 5
Right.
inches from the edge. And the leaves have big chestnut, like 2x4s, just like
Okay.
on a pickup truck. And
I
they
like
slide
that.
in and they lock it really tight. We spray them black, and then we'll actually take these off when we do the finish and put another coat of black on them to make
Okay.
like a double coating, and then we put them back on when we're done with all the wood finishing. But
Okay.
that's what those are for. Those are going to hold your leaves up.
Great. Now, do these, the 2x4s, do they just slide in there and
That's
that's
all.
what holds the leaf in place?
Yeah, gravity does everything else.
Really?
Because the leaf wants to fall, because
Right.
this is upside down, and it can't go anywhere because of the bracket.
Oh,
it
because
locks
the
it in.
2x4 stick.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, in
Sounds
fact, it's so strong you can grab one leaf way over here, and the other person grab a leaf and carry the table around the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's impressive.
So-
Excellent. Great.
So the next thing we're going to do is, Noah, let's grab the base. It's all done. We're going to put it upside down here and mount it.
All right, I better get out of the way.
All right.
Ready for it?
Yeah. All right. And you got your tape?
Yeah, I've got 20 1/4,
All right, coming your way.
19 17, 16.
All right, you're at 16. I'm
15
almost.
7/8.
All right, let's do 15 and a half. She wanted 16. I got 16 from the inside trestle. I think that's what she ordered.
I've got 16.
All right, so come up 1/4. I think we're there. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. All right, now let's get these right.
3 1/2.
4. We got there.
Whoa, what are you doing here?
Okay.
You have a drill. on the
I have a
table.
drill, and I'm going to be really careful not to put a giant wormhole through the top of the table.
Thank you very much.
So this is going to be a hole that pre-drills for the bolt.
Okay.
It's just a little smaller than the thread, so
Right.
the thread will really catch
Okay.
well.
Oh, you have a lighted drill. Nice.
There we go. We're going to do each one of these. And you're probably going to ask, have we ever slipped and gone all the way through? Only on a few, right?
That's where wood filler comes in
But we
handy.
gave him a discount.
That's what.
Whoa.
Here, you want to put these in so you say you did something?
Yeah, I did do something. I planed.
And you bled for your craft.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, a little split up there.
I did. I had an injury, an on-the-job injury.
You're sitting around this table at Thanksgiving.
I know. I'm going to say, look at that little dot of blood that I put in
That's
there.
mine.
The other.
Me too.
Oh no, there's a bolt coming from the top.
Okay, so you have flipped it over, you and Noah, and it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
There's
it's
your
awesome.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like it. Now, the leaves that go in the
You
end,
know what,
can
we
we
got the
see
leaves.
those? Are they ready to go?
They're ready. You know what? No, let's pop them in and show her how big that table's going to turn.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's going to turn into a conference table here.
No, a Thanksgiving dinner table. Wow, this is amazing, guys. You really did a nice job.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank
It makes
you.
a big difference with the leaves and everything
It
all
does.
together.
I mean, I can just see the whole family gathered around for Thanksgiving. You know, and how many people will this seat? Do you know?
Oh, gosh.
How close they want to get? Kind of that's
well,
what
that's
tends,
true.
right?
I always say it depends on how much wine you're serving. But I would
Small
say
plates,
at least
big wine
12.
glasses. Yeah, I think so too. Easy.
That should be good for 12, maybe 14.
Great. Awesome. I can't wait. So what's the next step?
Noah, let's carry this up to the finish room and we'll get a finish on it.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, folks, we're going to take a break. It's been a great show so far, but now we've got to take this up to the finishing room and get some, lacquer and
Yep.
finish on it?
Exactly.
All right, we'll be right back. We're in the finish room. He's been working on the table during the break. So, Tom, tell me what you've been doing. Let's look at it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. First of all,
Wow. Look at this table. It's beautiful.
thank you. It's a big difference from raw chestnut down at
Yeah.
the workshop
Yeah.
to up here after some things have been done. First thing you probably notice, Teresa, is that this used to be white.
Right.
And you were complaining that it doesn't really match that.
Yeah.
And this was kind of white. Mm-hmm. And we spray a little glaze on there.
Okay.
After we put sealer, which seals the wood, prepares it for lacquer, then we lacquer it, one coat, then we sand it, then you spray glaze on. And glaze goes on, you can wipe it on or off wherever you want it.
Mm-hmm.
I let it go on here, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then wipe off most of it, but it turns the wood darker without staining it. It just makes the lacquer turn darker.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
so, without overdoing it, because you want variations of wood color in chestnut,
Right.
it just blended everything together a lot better.
I like it. It looks great.
And the little fake wormholes look real now, to blend in all the real ones that are everywhere.
Oh, it is so nice. And so, now I don't remember seeing this on here yesterday. Is that a new piece?
That wasn't an addition because when we were putting the leaves on and Noah was hand planing the edges, remember that?
Yes,
Down
yeah,
here
right
to
here.
trim them up. I thought, I want to beef it up a little bit and make it a little bit stronger. So I apologize, I didn't check with you first.
No, that's okay. I
But
like it. Very
They're
nice.
cute, but
yeah.
they make the table really strong.
Yeah, I like them. It's a
And
good
I'll
look.
tell you why I did that. Because this whole thing is kind of an evolution, like a lot of our projects, is this stretcher bar normally is turned up.
Okay.
And when it turns up, it goes from here to here, and and when that's fastened, that's a very strong brace for the table.
Right.
When it's laying down like that, it's not very strong. If you have to put a lot of force on the table.
Gotcha.
And so this 90-degree brace here
Just
makes
adds
it
a little.
really strong.
Okay, gotcha.
So it makes up for that.
And we didn't turn this up for a couple of reasons, right?
Right.
One, I didn't want it turned up.
Yep.
I kind of like for people to be able to be comfortable and put their feet on it.
Exactly.
And also we're putting the stars in, right? So
Yep.
it couldn't really turn up on its side.
Yeah, a lot of customers like the stretcher flat like that because they can prop their feet up on it.
Yeah.
It's comfortable.
We
and,
use it.
And it looks good. And then, Adam, I'll flip this up all the way so you can get the brand. She probably saw the brand.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can see that or not.
Oh, I love it.
It's only 300 pounds, so anytime you got that, let me know.
Yeah, I'm not really helping here.
That's right.
So this is nice, Tom, because I think what the finish does is it really causes all the little imperfections, if
Yep.
you will, to pop up and out, and it gives it a nice variation.
Yeah.
I love it. So is it dry? Is it finished?
It's pretty dry. Believe it or not, we just sprayed this less than an hour ago.
Really?
And I mean, you can always rub it. It'll actually be smoother and a little duller in about another hour.
Okay.
But lacquer dries so fast, I mean, it's amazing.
That is.
We can spray a table and you can eat on it in the afternoon. So
No kidding.
That's pretty nice.
And so this finish, now is this the end of the process, the lacquer?
done.
It's done.
It's done.
Okay, so now when I take this home, do I have to be super careful with this finish, or
No,
is
not
it
at all.
pretty
You can,
sturdy?
I don't know if you drink alcohol or not.
Every once in a while, maybe a glass, one glass of wine.
If you spill some wine, or
Uh-huh.
let's say your husband might drink Jack Daniels, but if you spill any kind of alcohol, it doesn't hurt it.
Uh-huh.
You can leave a wet glass on it. Don't have to worry about it.
Really?
I mean, it's good to clean your table, every day when you're done with dinner
Sure.
or whatever with a damp rag. But yeah, it's a super good finish. Very, very durable, and it's family friendly.
Okay, any special care other than just wiping it down with a
No,
wet
not
rag?
at all.
Wow.
In fact, I tell people don't wax it, don't use lemon pledge.
Uh-huh.
All the TV commercials always say, the wood is dry and it's thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a bunch of bull. Wood is dry because you want it dry. You don't
Uh-huh.
want it wet. And you want the finish to seal it so it stays dry.
Gotcha.
And so these commercials about adding moisture to the wood and the wood thanking you and all that.
Right.
Total bogus. All Lemon Pledge does is put silicone all over your finish. And then if you ever want to refinish the table, it makes it almost impossible.
Okay.
Because lacquer will not go over silicone, and polyurethane doesn't like silicone, nothing likes silicone.
Okay.
And so then you have to, it makes the stripping job really hard on a table if it's been Lemon Pledge or whatever they use for furniture polish.
All right.
But yeah,
And-
you'll find out that you'll come right back to this look every time you wipe it down with a damp rag.
Okay, and let's talk about refinishing. Excuse me. So if something were to happen
Yeah.
to it, somebody put something hot on it and it
Right.
burned it, for example.
Okay.
Can I bring it back to you? Can you refinish?
We do. We refinish our own tables.
Your own tables,
Yep.
right.
Yeah, we do that. And we usually turn it back around in a week or so, have it back at your house. So
Great.
if it's real bad, we've had some where burned really bad. A couple lit some candles and had some
Yeah.
wine, and next thing you know, the
yeah.
table's on fire. But anyhow, yeah, I had to rehand plane the table, get rid of the burns. And,
Oh,
But
gotcha.
we've had other ones that are just 20 years old now, and they've been passing ironware pots and pans and plates over it. And the ridges from the hand planing got worn a little bit,
Okay.
which I like.
Right.
But some people want it to always look brand new.
Okay.
So that was an easy fix on that. Light sand and spray with lacquer again.
Wonderful. Great. So Tom, we've wheeled it out into the daylight so
Right.
you can see it better. It looks very different in the daylight. Inside, I guess you said the vapor lights cast sort of a yellowish
They do.
green.
Yep.
So now it's really beautiful. You can see the chestnut. It sort of has a little, like this has kind of a little pinky color to
Yep.
it. This is more golden. So it's even more beautiful every time I see it.
It's got a beautiful color.
definitely does.
It's almost a flesh color.
Yeah, very nice. So, speaking of colors, Tom, you've changed clothes.
outfit
Yeah, what happened? Did you have a little accident in there?
Well, before you arrive for spraying, whenever I spray lacquer and stain and I've got it all over me, I always put on camouflage pants
Uh-huh.
and I got this from Goodwill. and we keep a rag bag full of rag shirts. to
Oh,
spray
okay.
in.
So you change into spray gear.
Yeah, and then when I
Okay.
come home at night, Val makes me throw everything in the trash can, and I go in because it's all pretty much ruined.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's why I'm dressed like this. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, good. Just clear that up real quick. Now, so
Gotcha.
we're going to do hardware in just a minute, but I want to talk to you about scheduling for tables because we've done this table in 3 days,
Yep.
basically.
Right.
And so you've built it in 3 days, but I don't want folks to have the wrong idea. I mean, this is not typical. I was on the schedule for months beforehand, and then you, as I come up in the schedule, I guess you guys build tables from start to finish.
Right.
Maybe if you could explain that just a little bit.
A common misconception is a lot of people call up, come into the showroom, order a table, and then like 2 weeks later they call up and go, "How's the progress going on my table?" And I'm like, "Well, we just planted the acorns." And, you know, they don't know whether to laugh or not. But no, we're building everyone's table like yours, 2 to 3 days on every table. Some days, some really big tables longer than that. And eventually, as we come up to their table, which is usually 30 to 60 days, not a real long wait,
Right.
their table comes in the slot also. But it's not, a lot of people think we're building every day on their table.
Right.
You know, and that I have snow white hair and little round spectacles and an apron on. And, you know, but
That's
it
what I
doesn't-
thought you were doing.
no,
Yeah.
we drink a lot of caffeine and we build fast. 3 days we get it done. But yeah, and that's the cool thing that when we're building a table, we're building your table. We're not messing around with anything else.
Right,
And
so you're focused just
we're
on
really
that
focused.
table.
And we work 10-hour days too, so it's a lot of work. It's about 30